Duane Duggan, Remax Boulder Video Podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about stats through the month of May 2017. We have DB Wilson with us here. DB, thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me, Duane.
DB's been keeping track of stats for a long time, so we really enjoy his wisdom as far as the market trends come and go. And I think we're starting to see a little bit of a change. So DB, let's talk about the 10 different things we monitor, and then we'll dive right into single families. Does that sound good?
Sounds great.
Okay.
The areas that we look at are the number of active listings, median prices, average prices, sales price to list price, total number of sales, days on the market, the months of inventory remaining, the percentage of properties that are under contract that are on the market, and the interest rates.
Okay.
What we're seeing right now, we'll focus initially on single family and then we'll go to attached dwelling.
And we're talking Boulder County, right?
We are,
The
all
whole
Boulder
county.
County.
Right.
Finally, our inventory is starting to increase, and this is, we think, a very good thing for the stability of the market. Certainly a good thing for the buyers out there looking for property. But we're currently up about 15% over a year ago with 925 active listings in Boulder County. 51% of those are under contract. So it's still a very limited amount. It's if we go back and look since the year 2000, it's at the bottom. It's not what an average would be, but it is starting to climb. So we think that that's a very good thing for the market.
And about half the properties being under contract, still pretty strong market from the seller side, right?
Most definitely, and you can see that with the sales price to list price as an example. It's off slightly from a year ago, but it's still 99.3%. 97 would probably be a typical normal kind of marketplace, so that indicates that it's still a seller's market. Appreciation wise, median prices are up about 8% to 565,000 as a median price in Boulder County. Average is now about 691,000, a little over 691, and that's just under 9% over a year ago this time.
Okay.
Days on the market is still dropping slightly, off about 7% to 61 days, and that is from the date of listing until the close date. One of the interesting things I think is that we are up slightly, ever so slightly, in the total number of sales, and that's indicative that the additional inventory is getting picked up and absorbed, but we're up about 3% sales-wise over a year ago. And there are still only 3.9 months of inventory available. So that we look at that as an absorption rate. If there were no new listings to come on the market, we would only have 3.9 months of inventory there before it would sell out. Typically in a stable market, not favoring buyers or sellers, that's going to be 5 to 7 months. So 3.9 is up slightly from where it was, but still indicating a seller's market.
Okay, we're ready to jump into attached dwellings.
Likewise, inventory on attached dwelling is climbing. We now have still a nominal amount, 210 listings available, but that's up about 17% over a year ago. So as that too is going in the right direction, 66% of those are under contract. So again, anything coming on the market is being absorbed. Probably the most interesting point to me is the total number of sales year to date. That's up 25% over a year ago. And so all Boulder County, we've had 505 sales year to date. And even with that, we're still seeing average and median prices climbing, though slowing substantially from where it was a year ago. Again, we believe this to be a very good thing. But average sales price is up about 5%, and it's now a little over $400,000 for an average sales price on a condo or a townhome.
Wow.
So pretty extraordinary. We've only had one expired listing all year, and that was a $1 million+ condo in the city of Boulder. We've only got 2.1 months of inventory with attached dwellings. So even with that additional inventory, we've got very, very low absorption rate. And again, that's indicating a strong seller's market, as is the sales price to list price, which is still over 100%. It's 100.4%, showing that there's still demand, there's still multiple offers on those lower price ranges, and sellers are getting
Right.
very, very close to asking price.
And we continue to not really have any new construction in the condo world in Boulder County.
Correct. As you know, a little bit of headway there with a couple of things going on, some new legislation that was signed by Governor Hickenlooper. Those kinds of things will take time before we really see changes in the marketplace.
Right.
But there are some things that are changing there, we believe.
I attended a conference with John Covert of Metro Study, who studies new construction, both single family and attached dwellings. And apparently in the past, normal was about 20% of housing starts were condos. And now with the new construction defect law, it was down to like 3%. So very few housing starts in all of Colorado are condos, so it's pretty low.
Yeah.
Will be interesting to see if the new legislation softens a little bit and bring a few more builders back into the attached dwelling marketplace.
Well, and I think that's really important for the marketplace, because typically condos and townhomes is where starter homes, people getting into the market for the first time. We've got a lot of millennials, as an example, that are trying to get into the marketplace, and they just haven't been able to get started. I think that could be a very significant
Right.
thing for the overall market.
DB, a lot of these stats, they still seem very favorable for sellers for the most part.
Absolutely.
But what's your gut feel on price ranges? The price range hotter at a different level than others? Like, in other words, lower price range is hotter than the uppers?
Without a doubt, we're still seeing multiple offers in lower price ranges. As an example, we talk about an absorption rate of 3.9 months for a single family home. That is more like a 2-year absorption rate for a property over $2 million, as an example. And so the bulk of the sales historically are definitely under $1 million. That absorption rate that we're talking about at 3.9 is definitely influenced by the lower price ranges. Those are going very quickly still. They still have to be in good condition. Location is I think becoming more of a factor. The lack of affordability, we're really losing the extreme low end of the market in Boulder County. We're seeing buyers having to go out to Frederick and Firestone, into Broomfield and that kind of thing, where typically they would have been able to find something in Boulder County, and that just isn't happening at this point.
Well, we are in the heat of the selling season right now. I think every year in my career, except for the Obama tax credit years, greatest number of closings have been in July. So right now is prime time. This was the report for May. Look forward to your end of June report, because we'll have the half of the year over for 2017.
Should be very interesting.
And we'll see how we tally up. So DB, thanks for being here, bud. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Duane.
Duane Duggan, Remax Boulder Video Podcast, signing off.